We are rolling our first pair of Legends Nitro Funny Cars presented by Redline Oil up to the ready line. Final qualifying session for these race cars. There are 10 on the property. 8 of them will come back to race tomorrow, round number 1 and round number 2. And the finals we will run on Sunday. It's part of our championship program. This program put together by Bill Windham and a bunch of the NHRA Heritage Series Funny Car teams. With help from Redline Oil, Modern Warriors, CP Carrillo, TMS Titanium, S&W Race Cars, Mufflers and more, Reed Rockers, and Competition Plus, Bobby Bennett. A bunch of local companies that jumped on as well. 472.8, 239 miles per hour, and Jeff Moniz knocks Bobby Cottrell off the top spot. 4.728. 239 miles per hour, and the quarter pounder with low ET and top speed of the weekend.
All right, everybody, I wanted to get you up to date on what's going on. You watched the Las Vegas race, you might have seen the Legends Funny Car Series running. Now basically these are the Heritage Funny Cars, or Nostalgia Funny Cars as we call them. And you've seen me post many times about how much I love driving the Nostalgia cars. Set the national record in Steve Pfluger's LA Hooker car years ago, got to drive a fuel alter, but you ever go to the March Meet or the Hot Rod Reunion, these are the cars that throw you back to your childhood. So what they are is it's 1982 and older body styles, and basically they're trying to take you back to the 1970s. So our cars generally have a 1471 supercharger. These are limited to 671 supercharger. Our fuel pumps, about 113 gallons a minute, pumped into our 12,000 horsepower Nitro Funny Cars. These are limited to 21 gallons. That is not very much. And you'll see right here, it's a very small pump. It's all they have to run on. So it's amazing the runs that they made, the speeds that they make, just coming off 21 gallons of fuel. Now, we have a percentage of nitro that NHRA doesn't allow us to go over. They're unlimited. If they wanted to run 100%, they could run 100%. You're probably not going to ever see it, but they could if they want to. Also, when I step on the gas in my Napa car, there's a button underneath my pedal, and that starts all the timers. I don't do any shifting. I hang on as tight as I can and try to keep it straight. These cars don't have the downforce, they don't have the spoilers that we have, and they're also shifting. Another thing that's very cool, you'll see on these a lot of the air shifters, so you'll shift with your thumb at a certain RPM, or if the driver just feels it, he'll reach up with his thumb and plug another gear. When I drove Steve Pfluger's LA Hooker, it actually had the old school shifter down here. So when I left the starting line, I actually had to reach down with one hand, like they did back in the day, and pull this lever up and shift it manually. A lot of fun. That was probably one of the funnest things I've ever done. Hopefully, in a couple of weeks, we may have an announcement that you'll see more of these cars next year. So when you come to your national event, keep an eye out. It's a great series to watch, and I can't wait for more and more eyes to see it.
Round number 1, the inaugural round for the Legends Nitro Funny Cars, presented by Redline Synthetic Oil here at the strip at LVMS. First time for this class racing for a Wally. We're kicking it off old school style with Tim Boychuk, the happy hour machine in the left lane for the trucking magnet out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Getting some help this weekend from the local company and Ted Weed's Complete Auto, Toco Roofing as well. The Pacific Northwest Funny Car legend, Twig Ziegler, the crew chief on that machine for Tim Boychuk in the left lane, whose daughter is Angelina Ferre, is in the wife of Cameron, the top fuel pilot we just saw. Angie's actually going to license in this race car on Monday. And in the right lane is Billy Morris, the problem child. Eddie Knox's machine for Redline Synthetic Motor Oil, Marine amongst others. That is a pedal clutch car in the right lane, so similar to the alcohol car, is going to bring the RPMs up a little bit. Not as much though. These cars run 426 cubic inch Hemi style nitromethane powered engines with a 2-speed power glide on the left and a clutch car on the right, and we're off and running. The first pair is Billy's way over by the wall for the California Hot Rod Reunion champion, and he's going to get it done anyways. How about Billy Morris, 476.4, Clark and Moniz. Jeff's father-in-law, Keith Clark, helped build that race car. Keith, an old alcohol racer. Jeff is a master fabricator in his own right. In fact, does a lot of the tin work, not only for the cars in this class, but a lot of the West Coast Big Show cars as well. And Jeff Moniz was the runner-up at the March meet earlier this year, and your #1 qualifier, running 472, 239 miles per hour to 1,000 feet. He's taking on Jeff Gregory, bit of an underdog here. The Madness Machine, 76 Camaro in the left lane, with Mark Lee turning the knobs on that race car. Dale Marione, Generator Supercenter, Safety Clean on that machine. They got Stith Printing helping out on Jeff Moniz's machine, and Moniz is off the line first, and look at that quarter pounder driving away. Top end, 485, 235 miles per hour. And Mikers out in front of that machine, also a pedal clutch car. Both these cars are pedal clutch cars, as Corey McLenathan about to round out his first season behind the wheel of one of these Legends Nitro Funny Cars. He has said he thought it would be a lot easier than it has been behind the wheel of that car, but they made a good run yesterday, back-to-back. Now they got a titanic matchup here in round 1 with Bobby Cottrell in the right lane. Cottrell off the line first. Corey Mack right there with him. Good drag race to 1,000 feet. It's Bobby Cottrell, 474.2. Tony Laborde does the same on his own machine in the right lane. The Bartone and Laborde machine with Chris Crable, a 2-time Heritage Series Funny Car champion. New York Paving, Talon Air, Mataloni Fine Jewelry, Dart and Sleeves, the Mike Tice Foundation. For the Pacemaker Bubble Up machine, Ryan and Rod Hodgson. Silver Tiger Metals, Air Force Velocity Shocks, we're off and running. Chris Crable with the whole shot advantage at the finish line is going to be able to hang on. 480 with a 5 and a cloud of smoke for Chris Crable. 229 miles per hour. It is not enough for lane choice. Car in the left lane was the winner in Bakersfield 1 week ago at the California Hot Rod Reunion. That's Billy Morris's machine. Car in the right lane, Jeff Moniz, the quarter pounder, getting help from Stone's Metal Shop and Stith Printing this weekend. Was your #1 qualifier here in Legends Nitro Funny Cars, presented by Redline Synthetic Oil. The Legends Nitro Funny Cars also want to thank Modern Warriors, CP Carrillo, S&W Race Cars, TMS Titanium, Todd and the team, Mufflers in Moore, Arizona, Reed Rockers, and Competition Plus for coming on board, making this event possible. Racing for a Wally this weekend are the Legends Nitro Funny Cars, and racing right now to have a shot at said Wally tomorrow afternoon. Semifinals. #4 qualifier Billy Morris in the left lane had lane choice and took the left lane. Your #1 qualifier Jeff Moniz in the right lane in the quarter pounder. Car in the left lane is a pedal clutch car. He'll bring the RPMs up with Billy Morris. Roll it forward. Racing to 1,000 feet for a trip to the finals. Billy Morris off the line first. Look at the header flames. Left lane, Problem Child going to get there. 473, 235 miles per hour. Billy Morris. Chris Crable in the left lane. Used to drive that machine in the right lane before Bobby Cottrell. A long-standing relationship between these two programs. To race the Problem Child, Billy Morris in the final round. Chris Crable gets the nod from Tony Laborde. Bobby Cottrell, pedal clutch car in the right lane, gets the head nod from Bucky Austin, and here we go. Bobby Cottrell off the line first. Crable spins the tires, pedals, he's out of it. Bobby Cottrell is on his way to a final. 474, 236 miles per hour. And Bobby Cottrell's going to take Redline Oil, Benchmark RV, and Bucky's into the final round. A 4.744, 236 miles per hour. These are the Legends Nitro Funny Cars, presented by Redline Oil. These cars race in the NHRA Heritage Series full-time. They are Big Show Nitro motors with some limitations, like a 21-gallon fuel pump, a single points mag for the most part. Both of these cars happen to run a pedal clutch combination. They are 2-speed, air-shifted by a button on the steering wheel by these drivers. But these are every bit Nitro-style funny cars that you may remember from, well, when you or your father or your grandfather was back watching. The car in the left lane is Billy Morris, they call him the Kid, driving Eddie Knox's problem child for Redline Oil and the Blower Shop, among a litany of other sponsors that are helping out Billy. He was the California Hot Rod Reunion champion 1 weekend ago in Bakersfield, California. And that is Bobby Cottrell. Bobby Cottrell is now the 5-time reigning defending NHRA Heritage Series Funny Car World Champion. Girlfriend Heidi out in front of the car, backing up that machine that is owned by Bucky Austin and Mike O'Brien. Yeah, that Bucky Austin. Like Walt and Bucky and Pat and Drew and the entire Northwest gang from up in the Seattle area. Bucky Austin has been campaigning this car with a host of different championship caliber drivers, but once he put Bobby Cottrell in that car, there has been no beating this team on the national trail. Mike O'Brien, the co-owner of that operation for Bucky's, Redline Synthetic Oil, Benchmark RV, Northwest Chevrolet, the Austin and O'Brien green machine in the right lane, Eddie Knox's problem child in the left lane, the owners / crew chiefs out in front of their machines. Billy Morris has never beat Bobby Cottrell in an elimination round, and now at their first national event for the Legends Nitro Funny Cars presented by Redline Synthetic Motor Oil, he has an opportunity to do it for a Wally. Both cars will pre-stage. The RPMs will come up, the fuel will come on, they will bump them forward and race to 1,000 feet for a Wally. Red light, Billy Morris by 0.02 of a second, and Bobby Cottrell goes 474.2, 238 miles per hour. And that team is your inaugural Legends Nitro Funny Car presented by Redline Oil Champions.
He is in the hands of Bobby, and you were able to come down the track probably knowing already that you were the winner, and you look at this weekend here in Vegas and competing in this first inaugural event for the Legends of Nitro Funny Car, being the winner. What does that say about the success here?
Man, it's just been a dogfight all season long. Every season I've raced with Bucky, it's just been a dogfight. The drivers just keep progressing, the tune-ups keep progressing, and to come out here and do this in Vegas in front of my family and my team, it's good.